Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allen here, San Antonio, Texas. And yes, it's another warm but beautiful day today. And it's a good reason to be inside and creating something, right? I had fun last night, right? I look a little tired, I am, because we did bingo last night. We did tea party bingo. And it was a lot of fun. And we created afterwards as well, too. So, right, and you have to clean up, right? So just a busy. So today it's a Scenic Coast. Scenic Coast is, well, it's summertime, right? It makes you feel like summertime. We're going to make a card, quick and easy card. We're going to actually make two, and I'm going to show you what the dies will do for you. The paper does all the work. That's the one thing I like about this. And plus, I love the beach as well, too. So that makes it really super easy. So this is part of the free kit to go for the month of July when you purchase $50 or more from my Stampin' Up store. And it is also our club and class kit this month as well. It's going to be also in the retreat. So there's still spots open for the retreat as well as Christmas in July and the club and the class as well. So there you go. So if you want to be in the know, you just need to sign up for the newsletter or be sure to come back and check us out here on Facebook. With that, let's go to the hands and let's do this. So here's what we're using is this set here. And I tell you, I'm going to focus on you brighten my day today because there are people that brighten my day. And these are the dies, and I'm going to show you the dies and how these work as well too. So a number of people that brighten my day. But first, I just want to show you how pretty this paper is, right? So the paper can do all the work for you. I just pulled a couple of these out for some different color schemes, right? I'm actually a morning person. I love to go to the beach for the breath of dawn. So, but beautiful paper that you can do anything that you want to with it. Let me show you the dies. I was going to originally just pull out my plate that I could die cut these off of, but that didn't go so spiffy, so it's all right. So I'm just going to show you how the dies cut this out. So this is like a single piece right here. And I kept it here so you can see it because I'm working on white, so it's hard to easy to misplace things when you're dealing with white paper, right? And this is just, right, some accessorizing we can do. Here's a little fence. But I think the key thing I wanted to show you is, looky here. Here's the one here. See, I'll just fill out. This is the one for the lighthouse here. And what I wanted you to show you and let you see is, it doesn't sit there, you think that it's going to cut this out completely for you. No. So you're going to have to, when you die cut and use this die, you need your paper, whatever size you want the final piece to be, and then you put this in there and cut it. Same thing with the sailboat. It does the same thing. Now, it does go ahead die cut out for you different items, right? Because it actually die cuts the water out for you. Here's the water pieces. So don't throw them away. You got to be sure to look for them because you might think they belong in the trash and they don't. Right? And same thing with the seagulls. The seagulls are real tiny too. In fact, I'm trying to see them right now because that was my other concern. So what we're going to actually do is I'm going to make two cards. One I'm going to do with this one here, and the other card I'm going to do with the sailboats here. And I think they're all just really pretty. So here is the seagulls, just so you can see them. That one's very obvious, the seagull, but this one you got to be careful, right? There's another one, and we got one more right here. That's just, I don't think that's it. Let's see here. I might have accidentally thrown it away because these are all just little pieces of the water, right? Then when you do the die cutting, this as well too. I might have accidentally threw my other seagull away. I got some more cut out and I can show you. But I just want to at least show you this right here, right? So you can see. So what we're going to do is I am just going to come around right off the bat, and I'm just going to clip this right here. Okay. And I can keep the white there. It can look like water. And then I also have my other pieces that I can use as water too. But I'm going to finish this off as a circle, and I'll tell you why. Because the image I'm going to put this in is going to be a circle. And I'm just going to leave them on this color paper so you can see them. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Now this one's a little bit more trickier. But if you look real close here, there's just a slight indent where the circle went when I did the die cutting. And so I'm just going to clip right around that. And if you want to, let's see if this would be easier. So do whatever's easiest for you. So what we have here is I've already die cut out 2 circles. So this is actually a die cut out of the paper itself, and I'm gonna just put this right here. So I'm gonna want this to go right about there. So you can see I don't have to really do a whole lot, but if I wanted to, I could actually die cut around that, but I'm not. I'm just gonna come and just cut right around the base there. You can see if anywhere that it's connected to the circle, that'll work just fine. And if there's any excess, then we can sit up there and just trim it off, right? So that's the thing to keep in mind, is we can always trim off. So I'm just gonna come to the side here, just like this, so I can get it out of here, right? Get it out of the circle that it's here, right here. Because I'm mainly, so yeah, I've got this like flopping around. That's just because I wanted to show you. Okay, cut this all out. This is all the excess stuff. Let me get it all out of my way. All right. There's a lot of, but I wanted to show you, that was actually, if everything I cut on there was an 8.5 by 11, right? Not 8.5 by 5.5 by 8.5 is what I did. All right, so a couple of things. You can do it one of 2 ways. One would be is that you just put it up here and position it where you think you're going to want it, and we can come and cut it just like right here. So this one circle here that I'm using here that I've already got cut, this is actually from, I'm going to say the Style of Shapes. It's not. It's from the notes. Let's see, what's it called? I'm looking. It's Spotlight on Nature. So this is, so the yellow that you see here, I die cut with Spotlight on Nature, and the other one I did was Style of Shape dies. So the key to it, right, is when you're doing something like this, is to sit there and have your circles, so you have one circle just a little bit bigger than the other, because that's how we get the effect that we're going to get here. All right, so this is how I'm going to have this here, but it's going to be with this right here, so it's going to be layered, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adhere this together. You can do it with any kind of adhesive, right? And look how pretty this is on back. We got into this last week with something, you know, the whole Pooh Bear, right? How pretty the paper is on both sides. Well, this paper is beautiful on both sides too. And I love about circles, it doesn't matter how you put it on, a circle is a circle. All right, so you can see that it's a little bit different, but I like this because it gave it the sort of like the ray of sunshine it looks like. And then we're just going to put this right up here. Now if you want to trim it more, you can, right? So for me, for example, as I'm looking at that right there, I just got that one little spot, just one little spot right there that I'd like it to be just a little bit smoother there. So just do that, and you're going to see that in a minute when I die cut something, it did differently too. All right, so let me pull this out of the way here. Let me get the rest of the paper for us. I'm keeping that handy because we're going to be using those, all right? I'm going to take our designer series paper that I've already cut the circle out of, and I'm going to use the leftover piece here as well too. So this is right, we just did the center of it. I just cut a circle out of the center of this, and this is the look that it's going to give us. And I'm actually going to, I can raise this up. So the reason why you need 2 circles, right? Because one circle you're going to cut out of the center of the paper, and the other one's just going to help offset it. And I chose Lemon Lolly because I'm a morning person and I like Lemon Lolly. And I think it's nice and bright for a nice morning at the beach, if I was at the beach. Which I'm not. But I could be. It's only 2 hours away. All right, I'm just going to put this down right here. So this is what I love about beautiful paper, right? We're just going to work the paper is all we're going to do. I'm going to sit there and put this up on dimensionals. Let me get the regular ones. I don't want to use those little bitty ones. Everything has a purpose, right? That's so funny. I have all these large ones here. All right, let's get it up here. Quick and easy way to do this. You know, I've done this also with square layers too. I didn't really have enough rectangle to do the one I did before in the past, right? And you just lay it up, right? So it just looks like you've just given it a little extra depth. And then here I can use some of the mini dimensionals just to put this right here and get that little extra one out right there. And then I'm going to sit there, we're going to do our tag. Now our tag, I'm going to actually, it's going to be done on white cardstock, but we're going to enhance it a little bit. Let's see what we think about it. And I brought a punch, I'm just going to use a punch. So that's the thing, right? If you're going to make this with circles and you're going to layer it with circles, you just need to make sure your circles are the size that you need to be able to do the layering. So yeah. I'm just putting one there, and I'm just trying to stabilize a little bit, right, because there's not, this is really thin. There we go, it'll fit right in there. So I'm just finding some spots that I know that I can put the dimensionals back here and it won't show. I could use, if this was an option, you don't want to use this. The other one is, I've got handy too, is to use the strips. They're fairly thin as well too. But I like the fact of giving it depth, right? So then all we're going to do to this is we're going to add a tag, and then we can add some seagulls or anything else we want to add. I want to do one with the, right, I just want to do with the lighthouse, because for us, we used to go visit my in-laws, and they had a lighthouse nearby. And also, if you go to South Padre here in Texas, they have lighthouses as well too. So let's get a couple of our seagulls. So we're just going to put a couple of seagulls on here, right? Because they're easy to do. And I like feeding, so, right, if you go to the beach and you don't see seagulls, all you have to do is throw some crackers, chips. I don't think it really matters much of what you throw up in the air. Just throw it in the air, and you will all of a sudden have a lot of seagulls. That's the secret. Kids always want to, right? The grandkids always want to go, especially when they're little. It's like we want to feed the birds. It's like, well, the birds will come. All right, so we're going to do this right here. Now, our stamps for our tag. Our tag is, like I said, is going to be simple. We're going to just take this broad piece of white cardstock. I'm going to set this aside a second, and we're actually going to use a sponge today. This is just this was from a paper pumpkin a while back, but you can get a sponge. You just want to make sure it's porous, right? See how it's very porous? And I'm just going to sort of just dabble around it a little bit, right? I just didn't want solid color. I just wanted to just give a little color to the background there. That's all I'm doing, is just giving a little accent. And I could have done that a little bit more. And then we're going to stamp in here. And the reason why I don't care if we stamp now or not is because it's going to be a circle, right? So it's going to be in the center. And we're just going to use this one here that says, "You brighten my day." So we're going to try two colors. I like both colors. You'll have to let me know which one you like. So there's several, there's a number of these I really like it in here, right? Wishing you a lifetime of joy. The adventure continues, right? Because life is an adventure. And then the other one that I like for the inside of this is, oh, that was cute. I didn't bring a block, but I have plenty of blocks. All right, I want to just show you the difference in color, just so we see what we want next to the paper. So this would be balmy blue. So for me, that's a little bit lighter than I was thinking. I brought Azure Afternoon, because that water reminds me of Azure Afternoon. I can tell you right now that this darker color right there is more like Secret Sea. If I didn't want to do Secret Sea, doesn't mean I couldn't. So let's see what Azure Afternoon looks like. It's all about choices, right? See how pretty that, oh yeah, see how pretty that is? So let's go ahead and I'm just going to stamp right here. So I just put enough yellow there, right, just to give it a little bit of color there. And we use the same thing in a minute. And then we're just going to take a circle punch. This is a 1 3/4 circle punch. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to punch this. Now this comes with, it does have some really bright. And see if we can just put this right here. Or we can put it right here. Or if you don't want any of those, then you can sit there and we can sit there and actually fussy cut around the words. So this one I'm not. The next one we'll fussy cut around the words, but this one we're not. But I am going to put this up on dimensionals. But I'm going to make sure, right, I can actually even tuck this under here if I'd wanted to, but I don't really want to, right? I got to just sort of like I want. I'm just going to do it right there. And I'm gonna do it to the left, right? Correct. It should be correct. Because it's gonna be just like this right here. So that's why I went ahead and I put some right because of the white on the white and everything. I just wanted a little bit, if you wanted just a little bit more on there, that's fine. Just put you a little bit more. The sponge has already got ink on it, right? All you gotta do is sponge it just a little bit more. If you want it darker, then you have to get a darker color because this is Lemon Lolly and it is very light. But we are gonna accent it with these here. These are the new Sunset Sparkle sequins, and it goes with this sweet. So yes, so it's a matter of just choosing which ones you want, right? Because they're all very beautiful. I'm going to go with this one here because I like this here. And I'm going to put one up here. And I'm going to put another one up here too. Almost looks like it's right there with the sun, right? And I'm just going to take a larger one here and put down here because you brighten my day. If you want to put twine on here, you could, right? But that's just a simple and easy way to make the card. Alright, now let's do the second card. So the second card, you're going to do it very similar. But on this one, I chose to, we're going to do a little different scene. We're going to use the sailboat scene. Now we're still going to do the insides, right? So we hadn't finished the inside yet. I'm setting these aside because on the inside I want to use these. This is just leftover 1/4 inch pieces, right? So when you look at this, this is, so that you know, let me put this seagulls here so I don't lose them. So this is, I've sized a 6x6 paper down to 4x5 1/4. So I used the extra paper there to create what I just did. This one I actually did, this is a fold that's going to fold open this way. Alright, so that's, you need to pay attention to what you're doing there. So I'm just going to put this down. And like I said, I'm going to do this one with the sailboats. Now, so when you die cut the sailboat circle, I showed you how to do that. And then also, it die cuts some miniature sailboats. And I'm going to just trim off this one piece because when I did it, okay, let's see here. Something's a little off there, but that's okay. I'm just going to size this down a minute. I'm not sure why that. Maybe that's just a smidgen off in size. So, you know what? Don't sweat it because, you know what? We take our paper trimmer. So, what I always tell people to do when you get, like I'm doing right now, let's just make sure we line up our corners. Alright, and then we can come back with a paper trimmer and trim off the excess paper there. Alright, so it's nothing to sweat. So this one here, right, when I die cut it, this got too close to the edge when I die cut it, so it left just a little bit. So I'm just going to cut that off. Alright, so it's nothing to get excited about. Sometimes we expect everything to be perfect all the time, and yes, I do. I prefer it to be perfect all the time. But it's not always perfect. And it's okay. So we're going to put this on here. And again, I'm just going to put it on dimensional because that gives it the added depth, right? I'll do at least 3. So if you'd wanted to put twine in here, right? We have white twine you could do that with. We also, it also comes in, right, the linen color. But I didn't want any. I thought we just wanted to keep it simple and use just the artwork right from the paper itself. Oops, ooh. Yeah, 6 now. Got that off center, didn't I? Alright, so here's your sign, right? There is, we're just lifting. So there you go. I was off a little bit, so there it spoke to me and let me know that. Alright, so let me get the sailboat. So here's the sailboat. I think I got everything punched out there. And I'm just going to put it here. Now you can see it's going to be a little bit longer, but that's okay. I will trim it in just a second. I'm just going to at least get it down and get this, at least this part down on dimensionals. So just get your scissors. I was just trying to see here. I was going to get that right about, actually I could just move it up, right? But I didn't want to. I want it down a little bit lower. That's where I really wanted it. So let's just clip that right there. Okay, I'm going to put this up with dimensionals. The ones I have a lot of. have a lot of all the dimensionals. I don't know why I said that. It's just right handy, right next to my hand in front of me. I'm seeing I got these. Alright, let's get these on here. Because you want to at least put some on here to keep it where it's up. And I'm also going to put one on the small one as well here. So if you like the beach, try this, or you've got friends that love the beach or like encouragement, give them some sunshine. This is just a very easy way to do it. For me, I've got people that already have sunshine, and I don't necessarily need to send it to them, but I want to thank them for being sunshine in my life, right? So I'm just going to center it where I cut it. Basically right there. Alright, now I'm going to add some of this water here. So as you can see, I'm trying to see which way looks best. I was trying to see if I could tell the way they cut it. So the way they cut it, it was going up like this. Okay, so we'll just add some right there, and again, just move it wherever you want to, and we'll trim it off, right? Or you can move it up just perfectly, and you won't have to do any of that trimming. And we'll add some of the seagulls, and then we'll add our sentiment, just like we did on the other one. We'll have to apply a little bit more yellow, because I didn't think I went down far enough to do more yellow. Just for our sentiment, right? Okay, and I'm just going to put this here. And then you can trim it however you want to trim it, or if you want to leave it, you can leave it. I'm just putting it down, right, because this is up, and this one's going to be down. And let's see if this is got enough here to do this or not. Yes, I'm using my finger. So let's see. I might have liked that a little bit better up here. So just take it off. Yep. That's what they got. That's what they made the scissors for, right? So you could sit up there and easily move stuff around. Okay, yeah, it's still sticky from that there. If not, give a little bit more. So what do you got going today? It's a nice hot day here. It's a great way to keep water handy, or some other kind of refresher with ice in it or something. We talked last night about cold iced tea. Since we're having a tea party, quite a few people like their cold iced tea. Just put that right there. I'm going to trim that excess off. There we go. Alright, so the only other thing I want to do is I definitely want to get my seagulls here. And I had 3 of them. Here we go. So again, we got our large seagull. We have this seagull here, a little bit smaller, and then this one's just, it's just very different, right? When I look at it, it's very different. So I haven't decided how I want to put that one on yet, but I'm definitely going to get this one on and this one here on. That one I'll decide how I like that shape of that, which way I think it's supposed to go. Because once I die cut it right, it comes right out of the paper. So I sort of lost the shape of it when it came out. But again, we're just going to put our seagulls there, right? I just do the body, right, and let the wings just sort of be out there like a 3D effect. I have been known to use my bone folder or whatever. Just sit there and make the wings be a little bit more. But I do love watching them fly. Any of the birds really on the ocean, I enjoy watching them fly. Alright, let's see if we can tell here by the die how that's supposed to look. Okay, so if you look at the picture on the die here, see how they've got the bird going like that right there? So that means I need it going like that. Okay, just need a little help there. Definitely looks like one that would be in the distance. And again, I'm just going to put a little, I could put the glue there, but I'm just doing it like this for the moment. I think it'll be easier. Okay, and I'm just going to put this more off in the distance, like that. Okay. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do our tag. And we're going to get our punch again. You see it's so light it's hard to tell, even on each side, but it's just enough subtle color, right? So we're just going to apply some more. Oops. Just going to put a little bit more. And the sponge is nice, right? Because I'm not trying to get it everywhere. I'm just trying to sponge it on, just to give enough a little color, right? And put this aside. And, you know, you can do this on the inside, too. We ain't got to the inside of the card yet. We're just doing the outside, but we can do that. And it's a great way to sit there and add color to the inside as well. See, it's just subtle. Just subtle. Just enough to give a little bit of color without it being a solid color. Now, there is beautiful colors on the back of the actual Designer Series paper itself. This one I did a little bit differently when I punched it out first. But it's a darker yellow. And I'll show you that. Let's see if I can show you that. I didn't show you the pretty colors on the back side, but they all got pretty colors on the back side as well, too. That's true. When I stamp with a circle, it doesn't matter if it's upside down or not, because the bottom line is a circle that can be turned around or be put on the spinner. This might would be cute on the spinner. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing here to all go, except first I'm going to trim this. I'm just going to trim this one actually to the yellow line and see what I think of it at the moment. That one sort of slid. So keep in mind, right, this has got, I'm not sure what it's technically called that is on this paper that allows it to have that shine like that. But you just want to make sure whatever you do that it sticks on there good. Okay. Alright. And then we're going to, so this one I'm actually just going to put on the side here that you brighten my day, and put it up on dimensionals again, like I did on the other one. And then we're just going to put some bling on here, and then we'll do the inside. So right, so on the inside we have options as well. I really like this, but this isn't going to work with what I have today. But how pretty that is, right? We'll use it. I just wanted to show you today all the things that were cut out and the different things you need to look for. But we'll use them. We have the whole month. The month has just begun today. We have to the end of the month. And we're just going to go like here, you brighten my day. And we're just going to take that same bling. This one I'm going to use the white because I can, right? So I'm just going to sit here and come up here and put some right up in here. Get a couple pieces in there, and I am going to use the bigger piece. The reason I'm going to use the bigger piece down here is just, this is so big. Now, we're not limited to that, right? I just put just 3 on there, but we could put more in there. So see how pretty it is? We're just using the paper right here. And like I said, I can come and trim that off. So as a result, I'm going to do the same thing on the inside here. I'm just going to get it a little bit closer toward the bottom. So it looks like I got something that's bigger than our normal size. So I'm just going to put this down. And then what I'm going to stamp on the inside, I wanted to stamp the others. Got some other nice words in here. I'll tell you what we'll do. One of these we'll do with yellow sponged on it, and the other one we'll do without. And to let you think which you like the best. So you just have to let me know what you like the best. So I'm just going to put this down here. And so we know this is going to go down here just to give it some extra color. And I just really need to snip this off to, I'll borrow this here. I want the yellow, I want this in the middle. Right, definitely want the color in the middle. I want to capture all the colors. So I'm just going to snip this off here. That's my guideline. This one here. Alright. We're just going to put it down. But see, this is the back side of the paper. So this particular one, see the blue? It's got blue water look on the back side of it. Like I said, they all have a different look on the back side because I've already pre-cut these for you. Let's see that fine one that I can show you. Well, I'll just show you one. See how this is really dark blue or whatever? So each one has a different color on the back of it that can make us a card as well too. So it's not limited to just the shiny side, right? We have other choices as well. Now I did go ahead and do this, but it doesn't really matter to me because the yellow is so soft it's not going to mess with it one way or the other. So that's one thing I want to show you because it really doesn't. But I am just going to put that down, right? And the thing is, if we wanted to shorten it just a little bit, it's easy to do, right? But I wanted to get that. I wanted to get the one with the shimmer part on it, right? all the shiny stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of yellow in here. So this one will have yellow on the inside, the other one we won't, just so you see the difference. I just like it because it gives it like a little textured look. Not too much, not too little. And then we're going to go ahead here, and on the inside of this here, I'm going to stamp. So I have you brighten my day on the outside, right? So on the inside here, I'm going to stamp wherever this note finds you. I hope it finds you happy. I'm just making sure I get the right one, because two of them are pretty big. So yes, I have a couple blocks here, so I'm just going to put this one on this block here. I had blocks out for last night for our bingo. So I have to leave room because I hope it finds you happy. So I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to use the next one here. Oh, but I just got through doing birthday cards. I just got through... let's see here. I made special tailored birthday cards, and I made, oh, here it is. I made thank you cards, birthday cards, anniversary cards. Right, so we had a lot happening in June. Everything from anniversary to birthday that had to be mailed out before 4th of July, because their birthday is. And I'm just going to put this down here in the corner because I want to, because I can. I hope it finds you happy. Alright, just a nice card that can write somebody and tell them have a blessed day. So here is one card here. Let's finish off the other one. This one we're going to leave plain, but I can go ahead. So it doesn't matter on space here, right? Because we're not going to do the yellow, but we can still put the other. But I can also do this right here, right? I can do it offset to the left. So, you know, sometimes if you don't have any ideas, you don't know what you want to do, go to a store that sells greeting cards, right? I got some really beautiful cards for our anniversary this month, and I got some beautiful ones for Mother's Day, and they all are ones that give you inspiration, right, to create. Put this on the inside here and put the other down there. Because I actually created a double card in June, which I'd done a couple of years ago as an alternative paper pumpkin. But when I got one of the cards for my anniversary, it had a double card, right? It was like a card within a card. So yes, it's sort of like yes. See what's going on. All right, so all I'm going to do is just add this down to the bottom, and I'm just going to trim a little bit off. But see, it just gives a little bit. And I have space still to write if I want to. If I just want to sign, I can just sign. Alright, let's see what we're going to do here. We're just going to leave a little white at the bottom, right? So in this particular case, because I didn't leave it to measure, I'm just going to bend it back there. And that'll work just fine. So I could, in this particular case, I could just as easily do that, or I could just as easily do this, right? But I'm still going to stick with what I did on the first card. I really want my shiny stuff to shine, be seen. Okay. Alright, we're just going to put this down here. So if you wanted to, you could even put it right down on the very edge of the bottom, but I'm not going to do that. I want a little bit of white there. Alright, so here's our two cards. Here's the first one we did. We did the lighthouse, and we did with seagulls. And then here's the inside we did here. So you have to let me know what you... Hello, Bertner. You have to let me know what you like best. So here again, we just changed things up, right? So we changed from... We had a lighthouse here to the sailboats. I did the sentiment on the left. Here I did it on the right. When you open it, that's the sentiment there. And this one opens up sideways. And that's how I did the sentiment, but I did it with some yellow highlights on the inside. So you just have to let me know what you like the best, right? like I said, we'll be creating this month all along. And we have the retreat coming up that we're using this design, and we also have the club this month. So if you're wondering how I would do this, it's just a smidgen off. So all I'm going to do is check to see if my 4 1/4 was correct or not, because sometimes I get it off. All right, so it looks like it's correct. So I'm just going to, if I'm going to take a smidgen off, I'm talking about 1/8 of an inch. So this is a 1/4 and this is an 1/8. I mean, all of the striped lines that they have on this is a 1/4, right? So an 1/8 is actually in between. So just by taking off an 1/8, see, I got that squared off. So just a smidgen, not much. Usually when I talk about a smidgen, it's either that or it's right to the brown line. So let me put these out here for you so we finish up. So we will use the other stuff I had die cut. Surely not going to waste my die cutting efforts. But there we go. We had choices, and we got happy retirement, happy anniversary. But I want you to know that you brighten my day, and that's what I want to make a difference with, right? So it's all about, right? It's all about creating, sharing, and giving, and how we can touch someone else's life and make a difference. And, last night we talked a lot about that, right? Because we're doing Winnie the Pooh, and we were sharing and all, and it's just one of those things that, people, tell you how much you touch their life just by making them something special. So there you go. So go out there, create, share, and give. And I want to thank you for supporting us here, not only on Facebook, but also on Instagram and YouTube. And with that, have an amazing week. Have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. And I look forward to seeing you next week where we continue on with the Scenic Coast bundle. All right. Bye.